There was a company that was covered in the news recently because of a strike by its workers that turned violent. Apparently, the workers who had been serving in that company for many years were never given a chance to be upgraded to regular workers, and therefore were not given the benefits due to regular workers, even if many of them are qualified by law to be made regular workers. And so, in frustration, the workers went on strike. The company retaliated by violently dispersing the strike, and this resulted in many workers being hurt. And some of them were even detained by police authorities. Videos were captured of this violent dispersal. Kumalat to sa social media, at dahil naantig ang damdamin ng maraming tao, a widespread outpouring of support for the workers came out in social media. And this support transformed into a campaign to boycott the company's products. Huling balita ko, bagsak presyo na yung mga produkto nila dahil siguro naapektuhan masyado ang sales ng kanilang mga produkto. It does not pay to treat your workers badly if you are an employer. Much more so if you are a Christian employer. Most companies are driven by profits, and sometimes owners are willing to do anything, even deny their employees just treatment and the right pay, if that will maximize their profits. The Bible has so many things to say about this. The book of Deuteronomy, for example, is a set of laws given by God to His people so that they will learn how they are to relate with one another in a just and righteous way. And this book of laws have specific provisions on how employers are to treat employees. In Deuteronomy, it reads, "You shall not oppress a hired servant who is poor and needy, whether one of your brethren or one of the aliens who is in your land within your gates. Each day you shall give him his wages, and not let the sun go down on it, for he is poor and has set his heart on it, lest he cry out against you to the Lord, and it be a sign to you." This passage deals directly with employee rights. An employee is called a hired servant in biblical language because an employee works for a boss for a certain schedule and gives up a portion of his time to earn wages that are necessary to pay for basic needs, for food, clothing, transportation, lodging, and other expenses. The law of God placed limits on what an employer can do with his employees. God's law included labor laws to regulate working conditions so that they will not be oppressive. They must be treated fairly, and they must be given a fair wage for their work. In modern times, we've invented a new term for hired servants. We call them labor now. And I believe treating people as nothing but labor, as input in the cost of production, dehumanizes them. Employees are no longer people with inherent dignity, but are mere suppliers of labor. And so for employers that do not establish a just and righteous relationship with their workers, who do not write fair employment contracts with them, who do not provide their workers a healthy environment that is conducive to work, who do not give them pay that give value to their contribution in terms of living wages that will allow them to live a life of dignity, especially when the workers are poor, then I believe they are being unjust to their workers. The passage warns employers that there may be a time when these workers would cry out against you to the Lord. The Lord just might withdraw His blessings on your business. As we learn how we can be faithful employers of workers who treat them fairly and justly in obedience to God's law, always keep in mind, faith matters too.